Welcome back to our channel, and we sincerely appreciate your continuous support. Today we present a 2008 American science fiction drama film titled The Day the Earth Stood Still. Before we begin, I kindly advise you to be cautious of potential spoilers and simply immerse yourself in the film experience. Take care and enjoy. The movie opens in the year 1928, where we encounter a mountaineer camping in the breathtaking Karakoram Mountains. As he observes his surroundings, he comes across a mysterious phenomenon just outside his campsite. He ventures out of his camp to observe the strange phenomenon, and it leaves him utterly astonished. There, he comes across a colossal glowing orb that captures the mountaineer's immediate attention. Filled with curiosity, he strikes the orb with his hammer, causing him to collapse and lose consciousness. Upon awakening, he discovers a peculiar and surprising scar on his hand. The movie then transitions to the year 2008, introducing us to a scientist named Helen. Helen resides in a home with her stepson, and she deeply cares for him. However, it seems that her affection might not be reciprocated in the same way by her stepson. Meanwhile, secret agents make an appearance in the film, seeking Helen's presence. Despite her reluctance to leave her son alone, Helen knows she has no choice but to comply with the secret agents' demands. Reluctantly, she accompanies them to the NASA headquarters. In that setting, Helen encounters numerous scientists with similar expertise. Among them is her friend named Michael, who also works at NASA. Michael informs Helen that he recommended her for something. The scene shifts, showing all the scientists gathering for a meeting in NASA's hall. They are notified that an unidentified object has been spotted in Jupiter's orbit, moving rapidly toward Earth at a staggering speed of 30,000 kilometers per second. The potential impact of the object with Earth could be catastrophic, leaving no sign of life. This distressing news deeply concerns all the scientists, who realize that conventional missiles cannot intercept the object due to its incredibly high velocity. Meanwhile, the film portrays Helen communicating with her son over the phone. She cautions her son to take shelter in the cellar for the night as a dangerous storm is predicted to occur. Later on, we witness all the scientists aboard NASA's aircraft, closely monitoring the mysterious object's movement from above. Surprisingly, the object begins to slow down as it approaches Earth. Eventually, the object touches down on the planet's surface, revealing itself to be an alien spaceship. Without hesitation, all the scientists rush towards the alien spacecraft. The scientists are closely observing the spaceship with great interest when suddenly, a radiant light emits from within. An alien figure emerges from the spacecraft, and Helen tries to extend a friendly gesture by offering her hand. However, the military force reacts defensively and shoots at the alien, causing severe injury. Helen is deeply perplexed by the situation and calls for immediate medical assistance. At that moment, a gigantic and imposing humanoid figure emerges from the alien spaceship. While its appearance isn't terrifying, it emits powerful electromagnetic radiations from its eyes, causing all the lights and electronic connectivity to malfunction. Subsequently, the humanoid emits an extremely terrifying sound, so loud that it becomes inaudible to human ears, causing everyone to collapse to the ground in discomfort. In the midst of this chaos, the humanoid takes notice of Helen and begins to move menacingly towards her. However, the other alien intervenes, realizing that Helen is a benevolent person who can be of help. As the injured alien is taken to the hospital for the removal of the bullet, a remarkable event unfolds. Its skin starts to shed, revealing a surprising revelation. It turns out that the alien's appearance is remarkably similar to that of human beings. This astounding discovery leaves all the scientists stunned. Further investigations and DNA sequencing reveal that the alien's DNA closely matches that of humans, suggesting that aliens have visited Earth before. In a curious twist, it becomes clear that the scar on the mountaineer hand seen at the beginning of the movie was the result of the aliens extracting his DNA during a previous encounter. Helen contemplates that the alien's covered skin appears similar to intertwined worms, suggesting that its DNA might have been altered to facilitate breathing on Earth. As the scene progresses, the alien engages in conversation with Helen and another individual, impressively displaying its knowledge of human languages. The other woman present is a defense officer from the US military, who perceives the alien as a potential threat to both their nation and the planet. However, the alien discloses to Helen that its purpose is to save Earth. The defense officer raises concerns about satellite malfunctions and communication disruptions caused by the alien's arrival. The alien expresses its desire to meet the Earth's leader, but the defense officer denies the request and takes the alien away. Subsequently, during the interrogation, the alien remains unresponsive to the officer's questions and instead exerts its power to control the machine and the interrogator. Later, multiple small alien spaceships are seen landing all over the planet. The incident leaves people in great fear and anxiety. The alien's condition worsens as it arrives at the airport, prompting it to reach out to Helen as she is the only one it trusts for help. With considerable effort, Helen and her son manage to meet the alien and provide it with a medicine that aids its recovery. Following its recuperation, the alien encounters another man, who, surprisingly, is also an alien. They converse, and the older alien reveals that he arrived on Earth 70 years ago. During their conversation, it becomes evident that human beings are causing harm to the planet despite being aware of the consequences. Later, the alien is seen by a stream where a spaceship resembling an alien craft awaits. Upon touching the spaceship, all the other aliens return to their respective vessels. Soon, all these spaceships begin their journey back into space, signifying that the aliens have decided to depart from Earth, having closely observed the situation on our planet. Helen becomes deeply disturbed by the aliens' words and begins to perceive them as a potential threat to Earth. The alien, on the other hand, explains to Helen that its intention is to protect the planet from the harmful actions of human beings, which the aliens cannot allow to continue. In response to Helen's fearful query about giving humanity another chance, the alien reveals that despite numerous opportunities in the past, human beings have failed to understand and change their ways. Consequently, the alien feels powerless to intervene further. As Helen and the alien converse, a police officer recognizes the alien's presence and approaches them. The officer instructs the alien to place its hand on a nearby car, but due to the alien's superpowers, the car inadvertently hits the officer, resulting in his death. However, the alien utilizes its abilities to revive the officer and bring him back to life. This incident clearly indicates that the alien possesses extraordinary superpowers. Later, the alien approaches Helen and explains that the police officer's interruption led to his unintentional action, resulting in the officer's death. However, the alien promptly resurrected him, restoring him to full health. Helen, still concerned about the fate of humanity, pleads with the alien to grant humanity another chance. The alien reminds Helen of its initial desire to meet the leader of Earth, a wish that remained unfulfilled. It now believes that nothing more can be done to save humanity. Subsequently, the alien and Helen are seen at the home of a professor, where an unsolved mathematical formula is displayed on the board. To the astonishment of the professor, the alien effortlessly solves the equation within seconds. When the professor questions the possibility of such an achievement, the alien confidently assures him that it is indeed possible. The alien then shares a story of how its own planet faced destruction, and the inhabitants managed to save it by uniting and changing their way of life. Drawing a parallel, the alien emphasizes that humanity must unite and change its course to secure its planet. The alien expresses disappointment in the lack of action from humanity, as they have not yet realized the urgency of the situation. After the professor's insightful explanation about how humans would take steps to protect their planet if they sensed its impending destruction, the alien's perspective begins to shift. Meanwhile, Helen's son wakes up from sleep, harboring a strong dislike for the alien, perceiving it as a threat. He decides to report the presence of the alien to the police force, revealing that the alien is with him. Soon, U.S. military helicopters arrive at the scene, and in a desperate attempt to escape, Helen, her son, and the alien flee into the woods. A military officer manages to capture Helen and move her toward the helicopter. However, the alien uses its superpower to crash the two helicopters and rescue Helen's son when he nearly falls into a stream. The focus then shifts to a giant robot that the U.S. military targets with their helicopters, but the robot remains unharmed and retaliates by crashing their planes and tanks. NASA scientists devise a plan to capture and destroy the robot within a strong sphere, but the robot transforms into numerous terrifying little insects, capable of pulverizing anything in their path. In the midst of all this, Helen's son and the alien bond and become good friends. Helen's son tries to contact her, but the phone malfunctions. The alien uses its powers to repair the phone, and he calls Helen, instructing her to meet at his father's grave. At the grave, Helen's son shares the desire to have the alien resurrect his father, but the alien gently explains that it cannot revive decayed matter. Filled with sorrow, Helen's son breaks down in tears. Simultaneously, Helen arrives at the scene and lovingly embraces her son, comforting him. She confesses that she, too, deeply misses his father and finds his resemblance to him heartwarming. Mother and son share a heartfelt moment, shedding tears while holding each other close. Helen's son then apologizes to her, surprising the alien, as it had never witnessed such emotional behavior from humans before. Helen implores the alien to grant humanity another chance. As they observe the swarm of insects in the air, a result of the transformed robot, the alien expresses a sense of responsibility, knowing they must face the consequences of their actions. They decide to move to Central Park, where they witness numerous insects flying about, causing them concern. However, they manage to find a safe spot to settle in. As Helen's son's nose begins to bleed, he suddenly loses consciousness, and the alien informs Helen that insects have entered his body. Helen also experiences a nosebleed, but she pleads with the alien to save her son's life. Responding to her plea, the alien removes all the insects from both Helen and her son's bodies. The alien then bids farewell and enters its spaceship for the last time. As it touches the spaceship, electromagnetic radiation emanates, eradicating all the remaining insects. This act ensures that human beings will not be wiped out by the insect swarm. In a stunning turn of events, all telecommunication networks and lights cease to function, and even watches stop working. It becomes evident that human technology has come to an end. Eventually, Helen and her son make their way to the alien spaceship, and it takes off into the sky, leaving Earth behind. This ending implies that the alien is still alive, and the movie concludes with this captivating scene.